I have to just tell you right off the top that I recorded this entire video and then brought it in to the editing software and realized something had happened. There was an update to the software, and as a result, any other like filters and gain adjustments that I had made had completely been screwed up. The audio was ass, and I don't even think I could post it. So here we are recording this whole thing again for the second time. Very exciting. And on that note, maybe not a smooth transition, but there is a topic that I had wanted to talk about today that has been on my mind for a couple of weeks after a conversation I had with an old buddy back in Boston. And to be honest, it's just been frustrating me. So the topic was around people's old identities, holding them back from making progress and developing into a new chapter in their life. And so this was a conversation I had with him. He's been out of work for a while and has started to get back into the job market, starting sending out applications. But he had told me like, oh, well, I'm only able to apply for sales positions because that's all I'm good at, or that's all I know. I'm lightly paraphrasing him, but not much. I mean, that was the sentiment, and those are effectively the words he was using. Was I've only trained to do sales. That is conceivably the only way that he knows how to be employed and make money. And I found this super frustrating because, I mean, for a multitude of reasons. Like, one, I have repositioned myself professionally several times, so I know it can be done anecdotally. Two, I've been teaching people for over 3 years in the online course that I work with to get people into the quality assurance industry. So I've had hundreds of students going through there with zero previous tech experience and then becoming gainfully employed and having these skills and going on to have really great careers. And then the third reason is like, I have eyeballs. I can see the internet. You can do anything now. And so this whole conversation that I was having with him, honestly, it was just blowing my mind. And I was repeatedly trying to give like the gentle persuasion of, well, sure, that's what you've done, but you can go out and learn how to do something else, man. And I'd get this kind of smile and nod, and then nothing really is done with it. And so I'm just banging my head against the wall. Like, I just don't understand how people get into this mentality. And all of that is, I just want to say, like, if you are in a position where you're looking to change your career, or you've been out of work and you're thinking, oh, I want to get back into working again, but I'm not seeing the prospects that I used to see in this industry, like, oh, you can do anything. You can, like, the internet exists, obviously, but we're in this age where online education has evolved so rapidly and completely. Like, first of all, you don't need college education. There's this older mentality that you need to go to college. My dad told me this when I was leaving high school. I didn't want to go to college. To be honest, I'd actually wanted to get into auto fabrication. I thought the idea of working on, I guess, just regular cars, doing repairs and modifications, but also just working on customs and exotics and making like different body kits and just like custom panels. I thought that would be really cool. And I was certainly at least partially influenced by, I mean, God, like Fast and the Furious movies were out at that point. So, in my head, I was like, yeah, I want to do that stuff. But yeah, as my old man was like, well, if you're going to be in this family, then you need to go to college. So I just kind of threw a dart at the board and was like, yeah, I'm good at this. So like, I'll go study that. Didn't do any research about what is the income potential, what is the career growth strategy, like, is there a ladder that you can climb? And so, 2 years into college, figuring out, one, we didn't have the money for me to finish, and two, that probably wasn't what the hell I wanted to do anyways. Frustrating. So, that's a bit of a diatribe, but I've had to look at my own professional development and reinvent myself multiple times over the last 15, 20 years. So I can only just express maybe some level of frustration, but just like re-emphasizing that you do not need to go to college. Asterisk here, that yeah, like, if you want to be my doctor, if you want to be my dentist, if you're going to be doing some internal medicine, or something that could potentially cause me significant medical harm, yeah, dude, please go to college. I get it. Okay. But for vast majority of other industries and paths that you can explore now, there's a million different ways to make money, and there's a million different certifications or education paths that exist online to do these. So like, you don't need to have that old mentality of, oh, I need to go to college. Further throwing this guy under the bus, he had also expressed an interest to run his own business, entrepreneurial mind, wanting to be his own boss. And he was like, oh, well, I have to go back to school. I have to go back to grad school to get my master's in business. And I'm like, why? You could just go start a business, like go run something, own or operate, buy something that exists or start something new. But like that in the field experience that you're going to get, I would put that hand over fist. Like that's much more valuable than just going out and getting a grad school degree for like, oh, business management. Like, no, go run a business for 4 years, bro. Like there's your experience and your knowledge right there. There are just these old beliefs that like I have to go out and either go to college to get this knowledge, or I can only do what I have done before. And I don't know, give me a little soapbox and I'm going to scream about it for a bit, I guess. But people need to stop hiding behind these old beliefs. Like there are, again, major companies are offering even their own certifications. Like you can look at Google or Amazon. They have multiple certification paths specifically curated by them for them. That if you want to do jobs in their ecosystem, you can get employed after getting these certifications. That's crazy. That didn't exist, 5, 10 years ago when, people were looking at, oh, well, what am I going to be doing for the next 10, 15, 20 years? I do tend to focus on tech skills when I'm talking to people and consulting about professional development. Like I enjoy working in tech, and I do think that working with cutting edge features, apps, functionalities, I think that's fun and that's cool. It is by no means the only way to make money and be successful in life, right? There's going to be, as AI just eats everything in the world, there's going to be an increasing demand for people doing more manual labor, physical labor jobs. You're not going to AI your way out of needing a carpenter or a plumber or an electrician, like even just like general contractor work. But if you're going to be like a skilled laborer, then yeah, there are journeyman paths, apprenticeship experiences that you can go out, get started in those, and then find your way into an awesome job there. Not to mention, like this should be an entire other video, but there's an entire generation of people that are going to be retiring. There's like this baby boomer gen that's going to be retiring. They have established businesses, and these are like, Main Street jobs, mom and pop industries, but also just like, say they own like 20 laundromats, or they own a landscaping company that's covering like a whole county, right? These people are going to need to be able to hand that off to someone. And if you can position yourself with these skills that can carry the business forward and they feel comfortable, just you being the person that's taking that on, that's a great opportunity for success as well. And like I said, like you're not going to AI your way out of being able to build a retaining wall. Shit. There's also physical services, right? You're talking physical therapy. My sister is an OT, and I think that's a great path for people to be taking. Massage therapy, like in-home services for the elderly. Again, like there's only going to be equal or more demand for all of that. And especially, like I said, like AI will devour a bunch of jobs out there. So that's going to be even more in demand and more valuable. So you could set yourself up to be doing any of those. And again, I tend to steer towards the digital, the tech skills space, just because that's where I operate. But my God, like do not let your old identity be this crutch, this limitation that you're saying like, oh, because I've done this, because this has been my identity and that's what people know me as, like that would be insane to let that be a restriction for you moving forward. I'm probably going to talk in circles about this, so I can probably bring this to a close at some point relatively soon. But yeah, the conversation that I had with him and how I just heard multiple times, like that's what I've done, so that's all I can do, just blows my freaking mind. You can be anything. You can do anything. There is never a point in time where it's too late for you to reinvent yourself. Again, I'm talking professionally, but personally too, you can do that equally. There's no reason for me to just stay silent on this. And I want you guys to hear this too. Yes, this channel is about professional development, and I'm going to try to have a more positive spin, I think, on opportunities out there, certifications you can take, job paths that are emerging, or I think have, really strong, stable foundations to them. But I guess I have to gripe about it. I just want this to be out there. Maybe you hear this and you think like, yeah, I've been guilty of this. And also like, hey, I'm not perfect. I've been guilty of this as well in the past, thinking like, oh, well, certainly I can't be a software developer because I've never done it and I've never tried it. It's like, go learn it, right? Sidebar, I don't know if that's a great opportunity for people nowadays because, Claude Code and these other platforms are going to eat up a lot of jobs there. I don't think entry level software developer is a super strong path right now. But again, I will save that for another video. The crux of what I wanted to talk about today is like, don't let your old identity hold you back from making progress and earning the money and getting the recognition or the satisfaction, which I think is more important, that you deserve. Anyways, I'm going to get off my little soapbox now. That's everything I wanted to talk about here. I will see you in the next video. Okay, goodbye.